Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to come and join myself and Claire. And we're here from Now Press Play and are going to talk to you about how to create a truly inclusive classroom at your school using Now Press Play. So we know that in every class, there are children who want to learn, but despite all of your best efforts and your hard work, the classroom environment doesn't always meet their sensory or their social or processing needs. So today I'm going to introduce you to one of the children at a school that Now Press Play works with, and this child is called Joe. So Joe has some difficulties with social communication, imaginative play, audio processing, and social anxiety. And as you know, for many pupils, just like Joe, even a really well planned lesson can be simply too overwhelming. Too much language that seems abstract, too much social pressure, too much noise, too many transitions, and not enough opportunities for your children to feel safe, feel confident, and to feel included. So Joe's teacher described him using these words. Joe struggles to engage with his learning. He doesn't join in with group activities and is often just staring into space. In writing, his page is often blank, and in discussions, he doesn't contribute. I'm sure this story sounds familiar to many of you out there. So now imagine a different kind of classroom. Now, in this classroom, the lessons are different. So instead of relying mainly on spoken explanations that are teacher led or independent writing, pupils were able to learn in a multimodal way through the medium of immersive audio and storytelling. So when this is in place, there is actually a level playing field for all pupils and all children in the class. No one is left on the periphery. And the children in the classroom, they learn through sound and storytelling, movement and role play, peer modeling, and that emotional connection. So what if children in the class could actually live their learning, be part of that story and be a character within it, feel it through the movement, see it modeled by peers and act it out emotionally and actually connect it to the story. So all in a familiar surrounding where they feel safe and with a pair of headphones on to block out outside distractions and noise. So we're going to show you a short video of Now Press Play in action for those of you who don't use it in your schools. And you can actually hear from the children and the teachers too. So Claire's just going to share this with you.
I think Now Press Play is really useful in classrooms because of the dramatic experience that they get. They put the headphones on and they're transported to a whole new world where they've never been before.
Make me feel as if I was there when it was all happening to me.
You can take your first steps onto Mars.
It made you feel like the person.
You're our smallest miner, so we need you to go into the tunnels that we don't build down.
Now, Press Play can help out at schools across a wide variety of topics.
It's a wonderful idea to extend children's experiences.
We're going to learn the sun god Ra. Draw the head of a falcon and above it, the sun.
They can then draw on that in the discussions to be much more confident, and in their writing, it really comes through as well.
Just to involve everybody, it was absolutely fantastic.
It really made me feel that I was in the shoes of a child from World War II.
I think for the children, that must be an amazing experience.
So why does Now Press Play work so well for pupils with SEND? So as I mentioned earlier when I was introducing this idea of Now Press Play in the classroom, the learning is multimodal. So it's not simply about a piece of text on a paper or teacher-led instruction. It's peer modeling, it's immersion in sound, it's movement, it's role play. And the experience is also sensory in a safe fashion with headphones. So it can actually reduce outside distraction, helping some of your children with learning needs stay calm and focused. The structure is also guided throughout the experience, and this reduces anxiety and cognitive load. And then the role play, which is a really important part of self-regulation, encourages things like creativity and empathy and communication skills as well. For teachers, the inclusion in the classroom is natural. There's no heavy differentiation that's needed. As I mentioned, with Now Press Play, this is something that leaves no one on the periphery. The shared experience done through sound means that everyone is joining in at one time as well. So that learning is equal in terms of accessibility. It's a shared immersive experience. And that sense of doing something as a group and not being separate from the peers, actually from a child's peers, actually builds connection as well. And also this creates independence with the children, reducing adult over prompting or children being separate from the rest of the class, being surrounded by worksheets as well. So this increases their dignity. And it also creates a positive peer perception as well. Mainstream pupils see their SEND peers succeed rather than being separate from their class or having to do a separate activity. And of course, Now Press Play, with its experience, enhances cultural capitals in a safe and familiar environment. Many schools report the challenge of taking pupils with all different needs on school trips and the safeguarding challenges with that. So what happened to Joe? Now, in the classroom, it was very different for him. He did the Three Little Pigs Now Press Play experience. So Joe, who normally avoids group work and imaginative play and struggles with that auditory processing, really did something completely unexpected. And actually, Joe's dad wrote into us after the lesson to explain what actually happened and his amazement. So I'll just let you read this now. So yes, we can see a really amazing result for Joe and for his teachers and for his dad as well. So that final line really is everything. He got to play as a peer with his class today, and that really is inclusive education in action. No one being left behind, all children having the same accessibility to learning. And that's what a lot of schools that myself and Claire speak to are really striving for, that engagement, that regulation, inclusion, and of course, just the independence and joy that comes from this kind of learning. So it's moments like this that really remind us why Now Press Play is so valuable in schools. We love it when we read these kind of letters from teachers and parents and from the pupils when we're collecting pupil voice. So just lastly, before I hand over to Claire, Now Press Play, the power of it lies in using immersive audio and storytelling to engage and include every pupil in the class, regardless of their specific learning need. When they put on those headphones and step into that story, so whether it's Three Little Pigs or whether they're learning about ancient Egypt or doing our trip to Mars experience, they are fully immersed in that story and learning through in a multimodal way, through that sound, through that peer modeling, through that role play and action. And that's really powerful in terms of engagement and immersion in the knowledge and the language as well. And we really see those results when we come to tasks like writing and literacy as well. And I won't talk about statistics for too long because I know that's probably a bit much for everyone at this time of day, but we can see really fantastic feedback from teachers if you look at these slides about how Now Press Play really boosts engagement and inclusion in the classroom. Fantastic. I'm just going to hand over now to Claire, who's going to be taking you through the rest of the presentation today and actually talking about how teachers using Now Press Play technology throughout the day to make sure that pupils with SEND are fully included.
So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how schools use our headphones beyond the software for other audio than Now Press Play. So why would we use the headphones for audio other than listening to our experiences? The same reason why would you use them for Now Press Play. The children have heightened attention, so they're more engaged, they're less distracted, and they remember what they've learned more as well. So how would we do this? Instead of going to the Now Press Play app, just go to any other audio source and press play. Lots of teachers also use Now Press Play for intervention. Excuse me, either one-to-one or with smaller groups, either for scaffolding with children who need that extra support or for sensory experiences. Beyond the experiences we offer, here are just a few examples of how schools we partner with use the technology. I'll give you a moment to look through those before we explore them further. So who doesn't love a silent disco? You can reward pupils for their work or behaviour. We know that pupils with a SEND statement or an EHCP have double the absence rates of pupils with no identified SEN. So schools find that Now Press Play can help increase attendance as well. One of the schools that we work with has improved attendance by rewarding children with a token. So each token has a letter on it, a D, an I, an S, a C or an O. And when they have the full word, they're invited to an exclusive silent disco. Treasure hunts give instructions by plugging a microphone into the transmitter. SEND students would find it easier then to follow these instructions without the distraction of external noise. And for well-being, we know that there's a well-being crisis in schools, unfortunately. And for children with SEND, especially, you can pop the headphones on them to re-regulate the children. You could play relaxing music, they could do some yoga, or do some mindfulness activities as well. Thanks, Dan. We've got next a lovely quote from one of our teachers that uses Now Press Play, who speaks about one of her children with ADHD, and I'll let you read that. And I think that's really testament to the power of audio, isn't it? Thanks, Dan. So you can do focus work as well with Now Press Play. You would just plug the little black box that we give you into any device with a headphone port. So children would watch a video or a program using the headphones to listen. And again, they have heightened attention, much less distraction. And teachers report this to us on a regular basis. You can also pop the headphones on them for ambient sounds. When they're reading or they're writing. So if the children have done our rainforest experience, for example, you might want to play some ambient rainforest sounds while they're doing some work. Those children that don't like sounds when they're working just wouldn't have the headphones on them. So you can also plug a microphone into the little black box, the transmitter that we give you, and you can speak to the children through the headphones. And this means, again, they have heightened attention. They feel as though you're speaking directly to them. And so they're more attentive and they respond more easily as well because they're not missing anything. They're fully focused. So furthermore, if anybody has any questions, please get in touch. We'd love to speak to you. If you're interested in using Now Press Play in your own school and you don't already, just get in touch with us and we can send you out a free equipment box and you can use the equipment in the school for a week with no obligations whatsoever and actually see the impact on your children. Thank you ever so much for joining us.